we'll move on to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children
Yes,
next.
we will. So Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is the adaptation of Ransom Riggs' trilogy of the same name, and it's directed by Tim Burton, who's been...
Is it books?
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah, trilogy of books, yeah. I read the first one as a kid, I really liked it, but it's sort of... I mean, Tim Burton's blown hot or cold in recent history, yeah. He's not really sort of had much about him, really, and I think a lot of people have been saying this has been his best film in years, and to be honest, I don't really see why, because in this film...
because the stuff he's been doing the last few years has been pretty poor.
Yeah, that's fair enough, yeah.
If this is even slightly better, it's, you know...
That's true. So it's a kid called Jake, played by Butterfield, and he discovers that his grandfather is involved in a whole kind of world of secrets and stuff. He gets his dad, played by Chris O'Dowd, to take him to Wales, where there's a children's home which was bombed in the war. However, this home has a portal to another time, which is where Miss Peregrine, played by Eva Green, and her children, peculiar children, essentially X-Men, who all live together in this time loop where they are safe from a bunch of evil people led by Mr. Barron, played by Samuel L. Jackson. And yeah, it's just sort of how they manage to keep safe and basically stop Samuel L. Jackson and his evil folk from taking over their powers and sort of being nasty in general, to be honest.
It sounds brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very peculiar premise, and but there's a lot of cues from X-Men. There's a lot, right from the special home for kids.
It's even the same company, Fox.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think it just there's not enough about it. There's not enough peculiarities about it to really stand out too much. I think Asa Butterfield is very, very stiff. I think he's very, very out of place here. I think.
Do you think he's typecast?
I don't know.
Think most of the roles I've seen him in, he is very stiff and very awkward. And you see him in real life. He was on Stephen Colbert last week, and he's full of life, and he's cocky, and he's wisecracking. And I've never seen him like that in a film.
Compared to his unforgettable performance in X+Y, I think this is just a massive step down for him, because he's got like two expressions in the whole film, and he's got a hackneyed romance with this girl called Emma, who her peculiarity is she can float in the air, and it's just there's nothing about it that really stands out as extra special. There are some really good visionary like moments in that film. I think the climax, especially involving some kind of Ray Harryhausen-esque skeletons, is really good to watch, and I think Samuel Jackson's having a massive fun time in this film. He's really going for it. But to be honest, most of the main cast, Eva Green's really awkward in this film. I think Asa Butterfield, as you've said and as you've read, that it's really, really he's so out of place. He's just not having fun with the role at all, and the romance is awkward. And I think they show these kids with their peculiarities, but they don't really give them enough character to make them. To make you invested in them, to be honest. And I think it makes that film lack a real emotional core at the end of it, because you don't really care for anyone, really. And I think it's more of a visual spectacle when it's at its best than it is anywhere near having somewhere near like a compelling story to have it. I don't even think it works really as a kids film, because it's just a bit overlong and just a bit dour at times, to be honest.
Well, that's disappointing here. You saw it in 3D?
Yeah, I did. I saw it in 3D.
Any good?
It didn't really add anything at all. There's one or two sequences. I mean, near the end it does get a lot more fantastical, but I think, to be honest, it could have been so much more, because it's for Tim Burton. It's not something like him. I think someone pointed out that it's probably better for Tim Burton to start taking projects that are not necessarily like out and out as Tim Burton projects. Like stuff like this, and I think maybe that's what he should need to do, because I think this was a letdown, to be honest. I don't think kids will enjoy this, and I certainly didn't either.
It's disappointing here. Tim Burton's name kind of his stock seems to be going down. He needs to kind of work with Johnny Depp again. I think they both need to get their act together.
Lots of little enjoyable moments, but there's just not enough to it to make it a compelling whole.
Lads. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in cinemas now, but doesn't sound like
not a recommend. No, I mean it's inventive, but not enough.